hi, I'm Khanya, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Running Podcast. Today's episode is something truly special. We're coming to you live from our Pace and Pour Women's Day edition. It's a morning filled with incredible women, powerful conversations, and the energy that happens when we gather, share, and run together. This is so nerve-wracking. I don't think I've ever had people stare at me while doing a podcast.
But now you know what they look like when they listen to you.
Do you think they all stand like this in front of their phones and they just listen to the podcast? Oh my gosh. Hello everybody. Welcome to Pace and Pour. But this is the Women's Day edition, obviously, because there's no men. We left all the men at home or outside, wherever they are. It's just about the girlies today. I'm very nervous. I'm just going to put it out there. But excited at the same time. This is also the first time doing a live podcast. Where everyone's literally just staring. But very honored for everyone to be here today. Thank you so much for coming through. This is a very special one for me. Funny enough, the Sunday before all of this happened, I was like, I'm not doing a Women's Day event. I've ruled it out. It's too last minute. Cool. Nicolene says to me, she's like, cool, do you want to do a Women's Day event? I mean, what are the chances? I guess we're doing it. So, and this is how this pretty much came about. And super grateful that Chimmy came on board and Nicolene was like, let's do something. So yeah, very excited. And I hope you ladies have a good day.
Yeah.
But welcome to the Running Podcast, Pace and Pour edition. This is Nicolene.
Hi.
Would you like to intro yourself? I've also Googled you, but I'm also like, I guess you're here and you can tell us all the cool things that you are.
So I'm Nicolene. I'm one of the founders of Lunabelle, which is not just Shimmy. Shimmy is one of our brands. So our whole ethos and what we're about is bringing global brands to Africa, but doing it in a way that's not a copy and paste from Europe or America or anywhere else, but doing it truly African style. So we really build communities, and she's part of our community, and everyone that's in our community, we always wanted to create ways to support. So brick and mortar is quite often hard to find venues. So we allow local artists, designers, anyone to like come and use our space and really try and build that community. And then we also trying to be a bridge between Africa and the world. So also taking local talent, local artists, local everything abroad. So I also am a runner, I suppose. More, I run if there's a reason to run.
I think we all run. There's always a why for your run.
I'm not your person you're going to find to just go like casually do a 10 or 20K on the promenade just for years. Like that's not really me. But I'm also the founder of a very special NGO that some of the 9-4 people have done my journey, which is a journey from Pretoria to Cape Town or Cape Town to Pretoria. We live in a camper van and run for 10 days, and we do it with differently abled people, so wheelchairs, deaf, blind, like amputees. So yeah, running is a big thing. We've been part of the Wings for Life. So yeah, running is something that is also something I never take for granted, you know, being active, being physical. Like one of my co-founders, Andile, who lost his ability to walk in a motorcycle accident. Whenever I'm lazy or don't feel like running, I always hear his voice and he's like, I'll do whatever to just feel like a sore leg again. So it's like, those are the things. So, yeah, I think that's it. What else? That's pretty much what I do. And anything else that comes along, yeah, that's it.
You also come from a sporting background in terms of like, you didn't just fall into marketing or like.
No, so I was chatting earlier, I was like a brand ambassador for Addy for a while, but like more like the people's athlete. It's when Adidas took over the Two Oceans. So it was like back in the day with Yanez and Jean de Villiers and Gugu and Letsejo, and so that Yeah, so running, I think, has always been something that you can do. Like it's not a sport that is like a cycling or something else where you need so much. You need a pair of shoes and the willingness to suffer, and then you can do it.
I love that. But we all do suffer a little bit. But we always go back and suffer more. I love that we can all agree on the same thing. Because that's exactly it. But we all get to suffer together. Exactly. I think my first question to you, Nicolene, as a woman who's taken up space in different industries, like, how do you confidently step into that? I mean, you're moving from like, you've done like the whole running thing, but also coming into Lunar Ball Adventures and like bringing Chimmy here, but also other luxury brands, bringing them here, but also stepping into the corporate space as a woman. Like, how do you do that confidently? Because it's a man's world in the corporate space. We all know that. But then as a girl, it's...
So I've got quite a different take on that.
Okay.
I don't see it as a men dominating the world or like anything like that. I think for such a long time, us as women have tried to make ourselves small to, like you say, to like fit into these places where we think that men dominate. But I think if we actually look at it, the real people, I always see it like as a head and a neck, is like the real people that run the show are actually the neck of the world, you know? And it's like whenever you see a very strong, dominant, like male figure in the industry, you can bet that he's got an assistant that is a female that actually runs the show. Like it's, you know, so it's a, and I think for us, like I've never seen the world as female and male in a weird way. Like I've always just unapologetically gone into a space and like never step back because I feel like I'm a woman. So I think it's for us as well as women is to almost take off those lenses, to no longer see it as a men's and a woman's world and just to see it as a world. And whoever is brave enough to like go out there and seize it and take it on, those are the people that dominate.
I could have never answered that. I think my view is so different because of what has been pushed out in society of like, it's a man's world, it's this and that and it's that. But also when you put into that perspective of like, there's always a woman behind a successful man. And it really is us, actually. It's actually our success. We're just making them look good. Essentially, it's that part. But it's actually it's really a good, like a nice take on it. And also very refreshing to remind us that actually, we are the cream of the crop. And we don't have to put ourselves down because we're going to walk into a man's world and lower our expectations. And, you know, so for me, I think personally, especially stepping into this new space that I'm in now of like starting my own thing and like doing the things, it's just like, it's scary, it's daunting, but it's nice to know that, you know what, I'm a woman and I've got good powers and I'm going to make use of it. So even for anyone here wanting to step into something new, step into it boldly and confidently. Take big leaps. I think this is my biggest leap I've ever taken personally, is I've came from like freelance. For 5 years, went into a full-time job. I didn't hate it. It was just very different.
You were miserable.
It was... No, it was just very different coming from freelance. You have your own time. You get to have your own schedule. And then suddenly you just 9 to 5. And then you don't have time to do all the things that you love and enjoy to do. And one of them for me was podcasting. And I couldn't do that because I couldn't find the time. And when I left, there was like this... And that's when I knew, okay, cool. But it also took me a while to remember my purpose, which is to build community, bring people together. And I couldn't do that in the corporate space. And that's why I chose to step out. And this for me is like, it's a big deal. It feels like I'm peak adulting. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually living my dream. But this honestly, it feels amazing. And to know that there are women also backing me in it. And be like, you know what, I'm just a girl, but a girl she can do it. So speaking about like bold leaps of faith, what was like your biggest thing of like, okay, cool, I'm going to step out and do this thing?
I think every day waking up is one of those days. But it's so I think one of the biggest things is we mustn't be scared to suck at something. You mustn't be scared to absolutely suck at something. Like, I mean, when I decided to, or got given the opportunity to bring a fashion brand into South Africa, and it's like somewhere that the first only store was in Stockholm and the other one is in Paris, and we were only the third store out of the whole of Scandi, or whole of Europe that this was done. It was such a big thing. It was like, oh my word, I know nothing about retail. I know nothing about all of these things, but I know how to build a community. So I think just the only way to do something is knowing that you're going to suck at it, knowing that you're going to not always get it right, knowing that you're going to need help and ask for it. And I think the biggest thing is collaboration, like, is such an important thing. So the biggest thing I think was just saying yes to myself and not being scared to go after like a life that sets my soul on fire, which is this, you know. So previously to this, just to back a little bit, and that's why this was so different, is because consumerism, like all of these things, was such an anti thing for me, because before this, I was more into the conservation space, impact investing, working with indigenous communities, a lot with the Zulu community in South Africa, and I was in the sustainability sector. So I was like, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm stepping into something that is completely different. Like, how do I all of a sudden go from like doing that to like selling dreams? And I was trying to protect dreams. Like, it was such an inner conflict in myself. And then I decided, well, I can use this space to create and bring together the two different things. So Shimmy, actually, one of the reasons I also said yes to bringing it in is it's a sustainable brand. So 50% of all our acetate is recycled. And it's really, it's a community-driven brand. So, yeah, I think my biggest thing was stepping out of that comfort zone, is like to go from one industry to another. And like subsequently to that, like I've now also taken a local legacy wine project and started exporting wines. It's something so now I'm importing, exporting, doing sustainability, everything. But it's just to not be scared to try something. And if you fail, like, what's the worst that can happen? Rather that than regretting that you never gave it a try. So
it's all about trying again.
That's it, and just get up and off you go.
And going.
Exactly.
Sure. I feel like I'm learning so much about you today. And we've known each other for a while, but it's always so cool to have these conversations and to also see people's perspective. I think sometimes we can be so in our own little, this is how it is, this is how it should be. But then you forget there's also other perspective, which bring, I guess, a new and fresh perspective to you, and also to kind of broaden how you think. So it's always so important to have these kinds of conversations and also invite people into these spaces and to invite more people into these kinds of spaces and conversations, because these are important conversations to have. Because how else are you going to inspire the next woman to be bold and to step out and take that leap of faith? So I think this already is very exciting for me.
Very.
And just also very inspiring, especially where I'm at. When it comes to rewriting the rules, because I feel like essentially women are in the era of rewriting the rules of like, it's not a man's world anymore, actually. I'm going to step out and I'm going to do what I need to do. And I'm going to be that businesswoman. I'm going to be that, that elite sports athlete. I'm going to be the one bringing home the gold, that kind of stuff. So it's like, how do you step in and like, or not step in, but like, what are some of the things that you think that you've done that you've rewritten the rules of like man's world?
I think just, as I said, in this industry is first of all, like, is like you have people constantly telling you this is the way you should do something. This is the way you should launch a brand. This is the way you should do retail. This is the way you should tell a story. And I'm also raising the next generation of women. I've got a 17-year-old daughter who is, I feel sometimes she's going to take over the world. I just have to survive raising her first. But it's incredible to see how girls of the next generation, they don't have they don't see the world like we do anymore. Like it's incredible to see, to listen to her, she even like Women's Day to her, she was like, why does there need to be a special day? She's like, every day is Women's Day. Like, it's just an interesting way of them seeing things. It's like, so I think rewriting the rules is also for us to finally break the rules within ourselves. Like, I think the world is progressing to a place where it's breaking down the barriers, but sometimes we create these own narratives and rules within ourselves where it's like, okay, things have to be done a certain way. And I think that's so done, like in a way. And doing that is exactly what I said. An example I can use is coming into this industry, not knowing anything about it. Normally, people would have secured distribution within an optometrist or a big brand name to make sure that you're going to sell. We came in here, we opened our own store. Like, we had no online, we had nothing. We just came in here, and I was like, I back us to be able to build a community. I back us. We don't have massive fancy branding on our glass window, but people come to us and hang out here because it's become a community. So I think in this industry, definitely that's the way that we've done it. We haven't gone into the big corporate and made sure that we've secured a distribution and secured like somewhere we can take us in and that can talk about us. So I think we broke the rules in that way. Is don't buy into the corporate nonsense. Don't buy into the what's expected. You know, I'm all for smaller brands, local brands, even international brands, but international brands that respect the ethos of Africa and South Africa. And I think, that's one of the rules that we definitely did break.
I love that. Which kind of goes into like my last thing of what are the 3 tips that you would give women who want to start their own thing, or at least 3 pieces of advice for them to step out of their comfort zone and to do that thing that they've always wanted to do.
So my first one that I always go back to, and I've said it again, don't be afraid to suck at something. Like, don't think you have to have it all figured out and your perfect pitch and your perfect everything. Just go out there and suck at something and learn as you go. Second of all, don't be scared to reach out to people that you feel could be a cool mentor, that can be a collaborative inspiration to you. Like, reach out and say, let's go have a coffee. Can I learn something? Can I shadow you? Like, don't be afraid, to do that. So reach out, be bold, be brave, and just do that. And then I think thirdly is collaboration. Don't think that you're going to succeed at something completely on your own. It's impossible. Yeah. Don't be afraid to ask for help. So collaboration is a massive thing. I think we as women always say, women power, but then at the same time, there's no more people that are so like, okay, no, this is mine. Like, they don't want to share. Like, it's like, bake a bigger cake, like throw all of the ingredients together and let's create something that is a legacy and that's really, truly something that is all of ours. So, I think those are my 3 tips.
Wow. Taking notes for sure. I think that's one of the things that your second tip was like reaching out to people. Something that I've learned recently, sitting with you and sitting with Zani and putting this together. It's just like reaching out to people. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so weird. It is very awkward. I mean, I'm in a very lucky position where sometimes things come to me, but like when it's on the other end of like actually reaching out to people, it's so different because it kind of feels like you're putting yourself out there and you're being vulnerable. And you're asking for something and you don't know what you're going to get back.
But also the thing is, like, I think also vulnerability has been seen as such something that is like a weakness. I think in the last year of my life, the biggest lesson I've learned is that being vulnerable is the biggest strength. So be vulnerable and go like, actually, I've got this idea. I don't know what to do, but how do I do it? So vulnerability is such a strength. It's not what we used to think is like, oh my word, I'm so vulnerable, like I'm a damsel in distress. No, I'm actually asking, exactly, and asking for help. Like that's powerful.
That is very powerful. All of this is powerful. I personally can't wait to go back and listen to this again. But thank you so much for being on the Running Podcast. Thank you for everyone for coming today.
Yeah.
We try to keep it short and sweet today because we do have a bit of a run after this. But thank you so much to everyone who came and staring at us doing that.
See, it's not that bad.
It's not. Eventually the nose went away because it's just like, okay, cool, I know everyone in the room. So it's okay. But extremely, extremely, extremely honored. I'm trying to hold back all the emotions because this is a big deal for me. Don't do that. Yeah, so this is a big deal for me, and I'm just a girl who is just dreaming, and the dream becoming a reality, and being able to step boldly into these spaces and reaching out to people and taking that big leap of faith.
And just to finish off, like when you were in the corporate space, I remember you walking past her when I'm in the store. She was miserable. You were. And I remember you were like, what do I do? How do I do? And I was like, just go for it. Like, just go for it. Stop putting it off and just go for it. And I remember the day when you did and you came back and yet your light switched back on like it did. And I've seen that since then. So, and that's a testament, you know, you've gone out there. So be proud of yourself. Like you've gone out there. You inspire all of us to be like, don't just choose safe.
Yeah.
You know, don't just like go after the paycheck or go after that. Like, go after your legacy. Go after what you want. So well done for you. And thank you for having me. And thank you for making us part of this. And
Cool.
Are you running? Are you running?